Hi guys, welcome back. I'm going to fill you in on my trip yesterday, which was to Orkney, which is the very northeast part of the country. It's actually a group of islands off of the coast. So it was about a 2-hour and 40-minute bus ride from Inverness, although I'm a little bit north of here already. And then that takes you to John O'Groats, and then from there we took a ferry, which is about 40 minutes. And it's a group of islands, so we actually explored like all around because everything we went to see is pretty spread out. So we started off in Kirkwall, which is the main city there. Saw the St. Magnus Cathedral, which is a famous, beautiful chapel there. I think from the 1800s, I want to say, maybe older, probably older. Really beautiful. I can't tell you the history because again, my brain's like overloaded by now with details and I can't keep up to clue you guys in. But walked around there, saw again like the cute little streets with the shops, and there's a small little harbor there as well, and some other historical buildings. I think one was Earl's Parlor, I want to say, and there's another little castle there. And then from there we went to this place called Skara Brae, which is super interesting. It's actually a Neolithic Stone Age village that was discovered within the last 100 years, I believe, but it dates back to 5,000 years ago. So it's actually from 3200 BC. To give you an idea of how old that is, it's actually older than the pyramids in Egypt. It's older than the Great Wall of China, also older than Stonehenge. So really, really, really old. There's not much like existing older than that. So that was really interesting to learn about. You could see the remains of these homes from back then. They're all designed pretty much the same, circular, which is interesting because it's also similar to the ones I saw in Pembrokeshire coast. There's a lot less remaining there, but they're also like these stones in circles. And then usually they had like a fire in the middle and a bed on the side. They're all designed the same. So these were discovered when I think there was a storm that like basically blew off the sand dunes and everything, and this is what laid under the earth, because the homes used to be like the roofs were made of just the earth, the grass, and then they were built like underground. So that was really cool to see. The guy who discovered it, his home is also there, which you can visit. And then from there we went to the Ring of Brodgar, which is probably you guys are more familiar with Stonehenge, so it's similar in a way where you have these big slabs of rock that are sticking out of the ground in a circle. They're all like aligned in a circle. They're tall. I didn't go to Stonehenge, so I can't compare, but I want to say he said that they're like about up to 5 meters tall maybe, but they go even deeper into the ground, like another 2 or 3 meters. So they're gigantic, and this is just what you're seeing above the surface. So got to explore that, as well as we saw this really cute tiny Italian chapel, and that was actually built by the Italian prisoners of war from World War II, I believe, or one. I'm so bad with history. But basically that was like the one thing they were missing and they wanted, so they built this little chapel, and there's an Italian flag there and everything. So that was really cool to see as well, and just learn about like the whole history of these islands. So they're so far north, you'll have to look on a map to see where this is, but they used to be a part of Norway, and so like down the road it was given over to Scotland, but they have really close ties to Norway. Like they have a whole different culture, they have a different accent. The Orkney flag actually closely resembles the Norwegian flag, and apparently they feel like more closely tied to Norwegians than Scottish even. So that was really interesting to learn about the background and history just of that whole area in general, totally different than the rest of Scotland. And also the habitat, the environment, trees don't even grow there. They're not native to there, and that's because it's so windy there, and all the salt from the sea gets like blown onto the land, and it's just like hard for trees to grow and survive. There are some there, but they were brought in from elsewhere, and so mostly it's like kind of flat rolling hills, but like I said, not too many trees. And then we also got to see some animals, which was a nice highlight. Got to see the highland cows and woolly pigs. I was really glad we got to see the highland cows because if you go in shops here, you always see those everywhere and pictures of them, but I hadn't seen any yet. And they're really cute. Basically, they have these horns, but they also have, it almost looks like bangs, but there's like all this fur like hanging down over their eyes. They're really cute. So we saw those, and then the woolly pigs, you would literally think they're sheep because they have wool or what looks like wool, but if you look closely, they're pigs. So I'm glad we got to see those. That was a nice surprise. And I think that's mostly what the day consisted of. I'm sure I'm forgetting some details, but I'm sure I've told you enough by now. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the day. I'll show you the view of the River Ness real quick because I'm a little bit closer now, so hopefully you can get a better view of here. Sun setting shortly. And so that's mostly it, I believe. Tomorrow I'm actually flying to Ireland, to Belfast, Northern Ireland. So I will catch you guys up hopefully tomorrow, the end of the day. I'm gonna see if I can actually go try some haggis before I leave. So if I do and there's time, I will fill you guys in on that tomorrow. Talk to you soon. Bye.